bienvenue. Welcome, everyone, to a night of all things Alpine for 2023. How are we feeling? You can do a little bit better than that. How are we feeling? Merci beaucoup. My name is Vic Hope. I'm a radio and TV presenter from the UK. Very much a new fan of Formula One, but so excited to be here tonight. It's both an honor and a pleasure for me to host this very special Alpine evening. Yeah, you're attending an exclusive moment, the Alpine Night, the launch of BWT Alpine F1 Team's race car for the 2023 Formula One season, the A523. Thank you. As everyone knows, Alpine has an illustrious history and is deep-rooted across many different forms of motorsport. This unique brand has reinvented itself since 2017, and still it continues to look to the future, eyes firmly on a new horizon with its title partner, BWT, and other valued partners for the first time. Now, we know you cannot wait any longer for the first glimpse of the A523. But before that, and to introduce this Alpine Night, please welcome on stage Luca De Meo, Renault Group Chief Executive Officer, and Laurent Rossi, Alpine Chief Executive Officer, to discuss the latest step of the Alpine adventure. Welcome.
Hello.
Good evening, both of you. Welcome to London.
Thank you, Vic.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. Luca, how does it feel to be presenting the second BWT Alpine F1 Team Challenger, the third ever Alpine F1 car here in London today?
Well, London is a very special place, of course. And, we are a French team, but also a British team. So I think it's also a tribute to all the people that are sitting and working in Hampton. So we wanted to be here. And it feels good. Yeah. I think it's the second time we do... Third time. And I'm getting used to it. But every time there is a little bit of emotion when the car comes out, the season starts. Actually, this year it looked very, very long, the break, to me. I didn't know what to do on Sunday afternoon, so it needs to start again.
It's good to be back.
Yes.
It's very good to be back. It's only 2 years. The Renault Group revived the Alpine brand, it's safe to say, entered F1 and got these first successes. What does it mean for the group?
Well, look, 2 years and a half ago when we started, the company was in a very, very bad situation. And so such kind of situation, you always have the risk that someone comes with a funky idea, for example, to stopping, this kind of activities. And that was a little bit the trend. But I'm a Formula One fan. I'm a motorsports fan. So I always said, over my dead body, we have to find a solution. And the solution was to actually put the Formula One team at the center of a bigger project, which is actually the revival of a glorious brand like Alpine. And so the message is Formula One, motorsports is, I think, big important part of a bigger story, which is the relaunch of this fantastic sports car brand.
Well, looking back to last year, after achieving 4th place in the Constructors' Championship in 2022, are you satisfied with what you've seen so far from your F1 involvement?
Well, look, I think we did progress, the first 2 seasons. I see that the team is coming together always stronger. So I hope that that kind of trend will continue. So our ambition is to move closer to the top. We are here for the long term. Yeah. We are here to create a top team. We are here to create a solid team. I have the feeling that speaking to Laurent, to Otmar, to Pat, to everybody, that they're getting stronger and stronger together. I think they had a good time during the winter. They could work without a lot of issues. And so I'm pretty optimistic that we will continue the path.
Well, F1 is indeed a great stage to build awareness for Alpine. What are your expectations for 2023?
I hope that we get closer to the top guys. We had a certain distance last year. I think it was, 250 points, something like this. So the gap is large. So we have room for improvement, but that's our ambition. And maybe, Esteban and Pierre can get us a couple of podiums that will make our Sunday even more joyful.
Well, they're in the room. So you'll be able to give them that message yourself a little bit later. Laurent, how is Alpine's road car program benefiting from its Formula One involvement?
Well, yeah, Lucas said it. At the heart of the project, the idea was to leverage the F1 exposure to lift the brand. And as a matter of fact, after 2 years, our sales and our brand equity, the value of the brand itself, they have more than doubled in only 2 years, which is tremendous. It's a success already. The F1 calendar also offers us the opportunity to explore and assess new markets. So for instance, we have 3 races in the US this year, and it's going to give us a great chance to further refine the potential of a market that has shown a lot of interest for Alpine in the past 2 years. Case in point, after our win in Hungary in 2021, the day after, we had 400% increase in car configuration on our website, of which the 4th position in terms of numbers of visits was the US. We don't even sell an Alpine in the US. So that's helping a lot, big time. Now, all of this visibility is only worth if it's validated, and that's why we're very committed to building bridges between F1 and the road cars. You can see it already in some aerodynamics details of the most radical version of the A110, the R, the one that we're going to celebrate tonight as well with a party. And you're going to see it even more so in the future in our next lineup, which is all under development, leveraging the great people of Enstone and Viry. So this is working for us.
And Laurent, what do you expect from the 2023 season?
Well, you heard the boss.
Yeah.
The same.
The same. I think we all do, yeah.
Yeah, the idea is, 2 years ago when we started the Alpine story, we knew we were on a climb to the summit, and this climb to the summit is a marathon, not a sprint. It's going to take time to get there. We gave ourselves 5 years, more or less, which is the 100-race plan. We were 5th in 21, 4th in 22. Naturally, now we're looking at the top spots. But as Luca mentioned, the gap to the 3rd was rather large, and we need to bridge that gap. So we want to finish 4th again, very minimum target assignment for all these guys, and I know they can do it. But this time in a more like a robust fashion, like more finishes, less retirements, less DNFs, more points, and possibly more podiums to make our lives sweeter. Also because we really need to get to that stage if we really want to aim at podiums permanently. So we're going to continue learning and improving. Momentum is key.
Well, that's it, the ascension, closing those gaps, that momentum. Your team is no doubt in great momentum. So let's see the 2022 season's best moments. Luca, you said at the beginning it's quite emotional looking back. Even just seeing those highlights, it does get you quite emotional, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm a fan, so.
It is, yeah. It's amazing to see. It's exciting to be here. And in a few seconds, we are set to reach a crucial moment of the evening. Who's excited? Thank you. Are you ready? I think we can't wait any longer. Let's go. on stage now will be the team principal of the BWT Alpine F1 Please welcome Otmar Safnauer. Bienvenue.
Thank you.
Otmar, let's talk about not one, but two cars. Wow. Talk me through it.
Well, we did this last year. We started with a pink livery, and most of our season was in the Alpine blue. But I wanted to also thank Luca and Laurent for entrusting me to lead the BWT Alpine Formula One team. It's a privilege and an honor to do so. And it was a privilege and an honor to work for a year in finishing fourth, like we did. Unfortunately, it took us until the last race. However, we did it. And it is a big achievement. And we did move from fifth to fourth. And looking towards the future, like Luca and Laurent said, the gap to third was big. And we've got to close that gap. But in order to do so, we must develop at a higher rate than any other Formula One team out there, which isn't easy to do, even the top three. For us to catch them, that means our development rate is higher. And that's what we're looking to do, and that's what this A523 will hopefully do for all of us.
They are beautiful cars. Talk me through the process. Talk me through what is so special about them.
Well, a year ago, not quite a year ago, we set some targets for these cars. And we go through the process of target setting, and they have to be objectives that are attainable, but stretch. Because if you don't stretch, you won't catch the guys up front. And the beauty of it is they're lighter. Matt will come up later and talk you through the significant differences in this car versus last year. And there are differences. And what I liked about it is that the differences that we put into these cars will enable development. Last year we had a very aggressive development cycle, which we achieved. This year, I think we've got even more potential.
Well, looking at last year, 2022, fourth place in the Constructors' Championship, can we say the goal at that point was achieved?
Yeah, we achieved our goal last year, for sure. Unfortunately, it took us till the last race, and it was a bit nerve-wracking. But, you know, if things aren't easy and you work hard for them, they're more rewarding when you get there. And we're not yet to where we want to be, but we'll get there.
And what's the plan for the year ahead?
So the year ahead is, like Laurent and Luca said, less DNFs, more points, hopefully some podiums, a lot closer to third and further away from fifth than we were in 2022. And I'm happy to say we've got the spirit, the racing spirit back at Enstone and Viry. We've got a great collaboration between the two places, and soon on stage we got a driver pairing that can do it.
Yes, well, we will get to that in just a second. But just on a personal level, how are you feeling about 2023? What are the feelings that are going through you right now?
Well, I'm a racer at heart, and I've been a racer since my young days.
You're still young, mate. Come on.
I can't wait. I can't wait to start. And it seems like our winters are getting shorter, and the racing season is getting longer. But I like that.
Yeah. It keeps it moving. It's so exciting. You bring over 25 years of F1 experience. You have seen a lot of different teams. You've seen a lot of different personnel. What kind of potential did you see in the BWT Alpine F1 team yourself? Well,
I've been there a year, and the thing that I like most about the team is, like I said before, is its racing spirit. And when I got there, people talked about, and this was just a year ago, the Enstone spirit. Renault have won championships before out of Viry and Enstone. And now that's changing. It's an Alpine spirit. And that Alpine spirit is one of racing, of collaborative effort for 1,200 or 1,250 people working together for one goal. And if we can all stay together, work a little bit harder, a little bit smarter, and make our development curve just a little bit steeper than our competition, we will soon get to where we want to be, and that's vying for world championships.
And just finally, how many races for this beautiful pink car?
Well, last year we had a few, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this year we're going to have a few. You'll see this at the beginning. La vie en rose.
Ouais.
I've been practicing that for days.
Parfait.
But the Alpine blue will be our predominant racer. So although we'll see pink, we'll mainly see blue. And pink is a color that's brought to us by BWT, our title partner. And the reason it's pink is because with the pink, they want to be noticed in the fact that they're helping change the world and reduce plastics. You know, they're all about filtering water at source so we don't go out and buy little bottles of plastic. And I think the Formula One team itself, because we've eliminated plastics when we travel, I think we've saved 15,000 bottles of plastic, just our team. So it can be done, and I want to thank BWT for being our great partner, and that's the reason for the pink. And our other main sponsor and partner, BP Castrol, we've been working closely with them, and I want to say, and maybe it's the first time you've heard it, but I'm confident, and I know that they've produced the best fuel and the best lubricants for our powertrain in Formula One. And with them, we get more performance, and I want to thank them.
Otmar, I love to hear it. La vie en rose and the Alpine spirit. As you said, for the first time ever, Alpine F1 team will have a full French lineup. So take a look at this. Please welcome the big stars, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Bienvenue. Merci beaucoup. Good evening, gentlemen. It's great to have you with us tonight, Alpine's drivers. I know you've been really busy preparing for the season, right?
Super busy, yeah. But it's been a good winter. I think we are obviously very proud of the work we have all achieved. And you know, the little bonus obviously is that we drove the car already, which you know, has been obviously sensational to be driving again. You know, all these hours of work from everyone, from Viry to Enstone, thousands of people, you know, working to deliver this car. It's just been great, you know, to just let it go out the garage, put full throttle for the first time, and yeah, that gave me obviously the smile.
I really get the impression from everyone. Everyone's just raring to go. Esteban, you personally had one of the best and most consistent seasons of your career last year, finishing 8th in the Drivers' Championship and, of course, helping the team get that 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. The goal, I assume, and I'm hearing this a lot, but it is to improve on all of that this year.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a consistent season and you know, stronger than, you know, when the team came in Formula One in 2021, you know, renamed Alpine. You know, we've scored, you know, strong results in the top 10 consistently. But obviously, yeah, we want to build on that. We want to progress, you know, get faster and, you know, catch, you know, the top 3 teams basically. So, yeah, the target is going to be to obviously keep force and get closer to 3rd.
And Pierre, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
An official driver for 2023. How's that feel?
That feels pretty amazing. I think it suits me quite well. I've worked out all the winter to fit in that suit.
Great.
But no, I must say I'm extremely excited. What a beautiful car. It's a new beginning for me, the start of a new journey. And I must say I'm extremely motivated. And just, I cannot wait to hit the track. Yeah.
Well, Esteban Pierre is your new teammate, but apparently you already know him very well.
We've known each other for quite a few years, yeah. Since we were very little, 6 years old, Pierre? Yeah. We were driving go-kart together, like that back then. Obviously, I was going through the memories, not too long ago. It's going to be super special.
Slightly taller than what I remembered.
Yeah, I was already taller than you before, but now I have grew up a bit.
Well, I don't know what you ate at the time, but you're just like...
But it's going to be great to write a great story together, and I hope we can be successful there.
It's really special. It's brilliant to be reunited. The season is going to be very special. I can feel it. I know it. After Alpine finished fourth, of course, last year in the championship. What is possible in 2023 with yourself, Pierre, and Esteban behind the wheel?
Well, I think, as everyone said tonight, Alpine had a fantastic season last year. Really good evolution and progress through the year, and clearly the target for us is to consolidate fourth in the championship in a more dominant way and close that gap with the top three. So we'll try to develop as much as we can and have a better rate to close that gap. But no, personally, I must say I'm super excited. It's a great project. I fully believe in this new project, and from what I've seen so far, the factory back in France, in Viry, in Enstone, there is just massive potential, and we got the resources, we got the human resources, so now it's just about putting the work, and I'm sure the results are going to follow. Yeah.
And Otmar, for 2023, we have a new reserve driver as well.
Although he can't be with us here tonight because he's in Bahrain getting ready for the F2 championship where he should be testing, but we would like to announce to all of our Australian friends here and others that Jack Doohan will be our reserve driver for 2023.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for everything. We wish you, honestly, all the best. I'm sure victories are at the end of the road for you. Just seize it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your season. Make the most of it. And thank you so much, Otmar. Now, let's focus a little more specifically on the A523. And to do that, we have the benefit of the expertise of Matt Harmon, Alpine F1 Team Technical Director, who will explain what is inside this new, astonishing car. So, Matt Harmon, please join me on stage. Good evening.
Good evening, Vic.
After seeing in 2022 the biggest bulk of rule changes for some time, how has the A523 evolved since last year's car?
Well, firstly, good evening, everybody, and good evening, Vic. It's great to be given the opportunity again to stand here and talk about the efforts that we put into the A523 car with the teams at both Viry and Enstone. And to be honest, I'd just like to walk through the car really and just kind of talk about front to back what we've changed and why we've done it.
Take it away.
To start off, just to link in with what Otmar said about targets, the first thing we did with the 523 is set ourselves some aggressive targets, targets that were going to challenge us, but we're going to deliver what we need to do to compete at the right level. So, we started off at the front of the car with the main plane of the front wing. We've looked quite extensively at changing the nose concept here. There's a very different structure in here which allows us gives us more freedom to change more elements of the front wing, particularly more quickly, and allow us to control that airflow more consistently into the front suspension area. As we move a little bit further back, we start talking about the front suspension and the brake cooling systems. The front suspension concept is exactly the same as the A522. But it's not the same in terms of its kinematic and the way it works. We've changed the position of our wishbones quite considerably, again, to help with that pressure and the flow through that area, to make sure that we present that air to the front of the floor in the right attitude, making sure that we can balance the amount of airflow that's going both over the top of the floor and into the diffuser itself, into the front fences. We're always controlling that distribution of mass flow between what goes to the rear of the car and what gets outwashed outside. As we move a little bit further back, we get to quite an important part. We're talking about the cockpit in here, and as we saw earlier, we've got Esteban with us, but we've also got Pierre now, and we've had to work quite carefully to make sure that both those guys are very comfortable in the car. It was great to see that on the recent running of that car that they both were very happy with that, and their controls and their position and their comfort was excellent, so that's very important. As we move a little bit further back again, we start talking about the edges of the floor and the bodywork. This is going to be quite a big hunting ground for us through the season as we look to continue with that very aggressive development pace of the car. We've developed this quite considerably last year, and this year we'll do the same again. And as you can see, there is quite a deep gully that we try and run that mass flow of air to the back of the car, improving the energy at the rear of the car, which is where a lot of our load is placed. You will also see a great deal of development on the edge of the floor. This is something, again, that will be quite important to us as we develop the floor and we try and control some of those structures there. In the middle of the car, we know we've got a very important section, the power unit, the powertrain in general. We know we've had a few problems in this area on the A522 in the way we've integrated that into the car, and it's given us some issues around not finishing races. We've worked on that together collaboratively with my colleague Bruno and his team at Viri to make sure that we've got that reliability back, that we give ourselves the best chance of ensuring that we finish those races. And actually, we've very recently run the car on a full powertrain dyno configuration and done an extensive amount of mileage, which basically where we run the whole car on a dyno and check it. And that was very, very good. And there's a lot of confidence, and that great piece of work that we've done together collaboratively has shown some great benefits. But on top of that, we've also looked at changing some of the aerodynamic affecting components. So the heat rejection system, for example, or the cooling system, as it might be more commonly known. We've taken some of the cooling system that we would normally had on the centre line, and we've reduced it. We know that because we want to try and control some of this mass flow going to the rear of the car. But normally we would just take that amount of face area and we would put it in the side pod. But actually the teams have worked really aggressively at improving the efficiency of that system. So actually we've removed it from there, but we've not put it in here. We've made the system smaller. And also we've managed to reduce the plenum temperature of the engine as well, which again gives us not only an aerodynamic benefit, but more crank power. As we move a little bit further on, we get to the rear of the floor where we may or may not know, but the FIA changed some regulations for us, which was very kind of them. And it actually meant that we needed to lift the floor edge slightly, and that loses us some load at the rear of the car. But we gained that back quite quickly. Our aerodynamics department were very good and effective at gaining that back, and now we've accelerated through that. Now we get more towards the rear of the car and the rear suspension. The rear suspension is a big change for us. We've changed concept. We've gone from a pull rod rear suspension to a push rod. For quite a few different reasons. Firstly, we need to take some weight out of our car, and we did have a very interesting concept for last year, but this one is more interesting. It's a little bit simpler with the push rod, and it's allowed us to take an awful lot of weight out of the rear of the car. Also, we've put a little bit more complexity into the inboard system, such that we've got more modularity for our trackside engineering teams. We need to give them tools to be able to set up the mechanical balance of the car, and that's what they have. But most importantly, we've controlled the airflow through here. It's much cleaner. There's less blockage so that we can get more air out through the rear of the car. That's really, really important, and it's going to be a good development for us as we move forward. And then last, but no means least, we get to the rear wing. And the rear wing is something that we have a few rear wings through the year as we go through different races, but it's all about efficiency. So we're trying to make sure that we have a similar or more load at the rear wing, but a much greater efficiency, so less drag. And the way we do that is by optimising the beam wing, which is the lower section of the rear wing, this section in here. And that allows us to make sure that we've got that real lowest drag in the car. So that, in summary, is what we've done with the A523. But just taking a step back and talking globally about the car, something that you hear a lot about with the 2022 vehicles that you had seen on track is we needed to take weight out of the car. And we've had a very aggressive weight reduction program, and it's really pleasing to be able to say that the car will be underweight this year. We will have ballast in the car, and we will be moving it around to optimise that weight distribution, which again is a fantastic performance tool for us and our trackside engineering teams. So yeah, that's the A523. Look forward to taking it to TO8 and then racing it at Race 1 in Bahrain.
Thanks, Matt. Can I just ask quickly, can you tell us a little bit about the assembly of the parts of the car?
Yeah, so we're very integrated, and we collaborate quite carefully on the car itself. So we don't really assemble it. We don't do it in certain sections. We put the car together very much in a collaborative manner. We've got digital mock-up areas. We've got very, very tight collaborative working groups, not just at Enstone or at Viri, but at Viri and Enstone as well. So the way we kind of put the car together is a very, very well-defined program, but it's always done in a very collaborative and togetherness manner. And I think, we have some geography against us between Viri and Enstone, but here, as I stand here right now, and I'm sure Bruno will back me up on that, is that we don't let that get in the way. And at the moment, we're just finding performance over and over again with those close collaborations.
Well, it's a work of art. Thank you so much, Matt, and good luck for the season. Matt Harmon.
Thank you.
Right, more news. Yes, more news to come as we move on to the next part of the programme. Right now, stay tuned, dear public, as Alpine opens a new chapter in its history. You don't want to miss this. In this highly technical sport, where the performance of the cars is just as important as the intelligence and the instinct of the drivers, supported by the talents of the whole team, Alpine has chosen to give new drivers a chance. This is the ambition of the Race Her program, which, Laurent, you're now going to tell us a bit about, right?
Yes. When Luca appointed me CEO of Alpine 2 years ago, he gave me a very simple mission: make Alpine a successful car and motorsports company. So that means basically chasing down performance everywhere we can. Now, performance boils down to very essential ingredients: talent and the capacity to make them work together to form an efficient and effective team. So that's my job, to basically create the conditions to attract talent and put them in a favorable environment so they can improve the collective performance of the team. Now, the only issue was that up until recently, we were not equipped to do that, simply because the automotive industry in general, and motorsport in particular, are pretty much a men's world. You have very few women competing, working in this industry. So that was a limiting factor, because in fact we were depriving ourselves from half of the talent pool in the world. So how do you want to build the best team with that? So that's why we decided to create the Race Her program to address just that, simply by detecting, hiring, and developing female talents, and therefore to strengthen the Alpine team. It's our way of giving equal opportunities to everyone and fuel the future performance of Alpine with inclusiveness and developing women at every rank in the company, not just drivers, engineers, mechanics, everywhere in the company, because in fact, half the world is made of it.
Of the population. Yeah. Thank you so much, Laurent. We're going to find out a little bit more about Race Her, because frankly, it is the future. It's so important and it is so brilliant. So everyone please welcome Claire Meunier. She is the leader of the Race Her program and Alpine's HR director. Thank you, Laurent.
Thank you.
And welcome, Claire. Claire, first of all, how exciting is it to run a program like this?
So, good evening, Vic, and good evening, everyone. Yes, it's very exciting, and what is much more exciting, of course, it's the project itself.
Well, with a topic like Race Her in the program tonight, can you sort of explain why that was important to you? Why are we doing this?
So we are doing it especially tonight because, as you understood, we launched our car for the new season, and it's about having the best drivers in the best car. So it's about performance, and we will make it only if we extend our pool of talent and if we promote diversity at every level of our organization.
So can you remind us of the ambition of Racer? What's it all about?
So the ambition of the program is obviously to give the same chance to all, based on talent, on merit, on hard work, beyond your gender or your social background. So it's very important for us to get the best and to get them from wherever they are.
Laurent mentioned there an inevitable cultural change that needs to happen. How large would you say that the gap that needs to be crossed is? What are the obstacles to overcome?
Well, let me tell you an anecdote. When we launched this program last summer in Silverstone, I thought that it would be good to go in all our Alpine entities and to talk first to our ladies in our company. So we started the discussion, the presentation, and a few minutes after I started, I realized that I had a big elephant in the room. And maybe I have one still tonight, because in reality, all our female employees were telling me, Claire, we don't want to be quota, we don't want pinkwashing with this program, we don't want our male colleagues to question our presence here, or we don't want to lose our credibility with this Racer program. So fair enough. And to answer your question, yes, it's a big cultural shift, and the gap is quite big because it starts with ourselves and really believing in what we're doing. And my job is really to make everybody understand that we're being quite selfish on this one. So we didn't launch the program just to change the world or to paint everything in pink, well, except our special livery, Andreas, don't worry, but let's keep it secret for that. So it's about racing, it's about winning, it's about building cars, it's about doing it better than our rivals, and we definitely need diversity to do it, because again, diversity will bring innovation and performance.
Yeah, and that shift often starts with the mentality. Well, with regard to those progresses that are being made, where is the Race Her program at as of right now, as of today?
So as of today, and very concretely, we launched several projects across our entities, like the 4 we launched in Enstone. The first one, for example, is, if we want to go fast, we need to work as allies. So we launched what we call our allyship training. It's a specific workshop, off-day workshop, where all employees can join and learn and understand what it means for us and for Alpine to be diverse, so everybody can feel really supported and able to thrive with this program. Second thing we did is that BWT Alpine Formula One team will be the first Formula One team to collaborate with a company named Springboard, which has an extensive 34 years experience in creating leading development program, and it will allow 50 female in Enstone to really enhance their development with our support. Third, we formed a Women in Engineering group. So it's a collective pioneered by the STRESS team. And the objective is really to raise awareness about the women working as engineers in our team. And last but not least, we launched last week our secondary school girls mentoring scheme that will allow young girls at school to join us. So girls, please be quick on this one, because you only have until tomorrow night to apply to this once-in-a-lifetime experience with Alpine.
This is the kind of opportunity I would have loved to have seen when I was a little girl, when I was a bit younger. And you can keep impacting generation after generation after generation. It's so brilliant. How will Race Her contribute to Alpine global performance then?
Okay, I think that's the big question tonight. And we want to bring science in the middle of this debate.
A little bit of science. To elaborate.
So, well, as you understood, Formula One embodies most of the challenges we need to face on this road to inclusiveness. There is a lot of bias, we already talked about it, such as, well, women don't have the physical capacity to drive in Formula One, or women are not able to endure the pressure in the pit lane, or even for some of them, of us, to really think that motorsport is not at all a women thing. So now what we need to do is I personally believe that those prejudices are false. But I'm not naive, and I also think that saying it is no longer enough. So what we need to work on now is to have science-based evidence to prove what is wrong about those biases and what is not. And as you know, we are collecting and analyzing a lot of data about our cars, but we are not doing it with our drivers. So the objective is really to collect all data about our drivers, whatever their gender, and to really understand what is the performance made of and what are the differences between male and female when driving a car.
It sounds like this approach is a real breakthrough in F1.
Well, remember, best drivers in the best car, we want to put science at the heart of it. So if we collect data about our car, we definitely need to collect also data for our drivers. So we are launching tonight our Human High Performance Center. So it's a center where all our drivers, whatever, again, their genders, their age, the competition they are involved in, will be first assessed, and then they will be trained based on performance metrics. So it will be a unique center where we will implement a scientific protocol, especially designed to that end, and also a bespoke research program, and we will collect all kinds of data like physical, physiological, cognitive, and emotional data when our athletes are driving their car, so we can better understand their performance, and that Julian Wars and his team, overseen by Otmar, of course, will be able to create tailor-made training program.
It's such good news. Thank you, Claire. And I understand to embody this cultural change, you have appointed role models for the Alpine Race Her program.
Yeah, exactly. We thought it would be good to have an external figure contributing to our difficult journey, we must say, and someone, a role model who could challenge us and inspire us all year long. And that's why I am really thrilled and very, very, very honored to announce that Nicola Adams will join our racer program. I'm really proud that she's with us tonight.
Well, on the subject of Nicola Adams, take a look at this film.
Thank you.
Welcome. Nicola joins us tonight, which is a huge honour. I don't know if it's necessary to remind the audience tonight how many gold medals you brought home. You are so famous here in England, a former professional boxer, two-time Olympic champion, and particularly committed to tackling equality issues. Nicola, why Alpine?
I'm just so happy to be a part of the programme. It's something that really personally aligns with me, and I know there's a lot that needs to change in terms of diversity and gender and inclusion surrounding women's sport.
And what's your role specifically going to be in this programme?
So I'm going to be mentoring the brand team, the academy drivers, right the way through to the employees and the rest of the team, because I know what it's like to experience prejudice, being in female boxing, a male-dominated sport. You know, I've had all the comments, you know, women belong in the kitchen, you know, why don't you play tennis, you know, do something different. So I know exactly what it's like. So I'm going to be coaching the team and working on inclusion, and hopefully we can get to a point where we can, you know, work together and succeed and win.
I know during your career you were given the nickname the Lioness. So for any young girls in the room, for anyone watching at home, where do you get that fire? Where do you get that energy? Can we give them that energy right now?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I got that because I've got a lion's heart, but also I like to work together with people, and just like the lioness. I like to work with people and protect the people around me. So I'm definitely excited about working with everybody at Alpine.
Well, thank you so much, Nicola Adams. And joining you is a lady aged 19, British-Belgian. In January 2022, she landed in Belgium with her ultralight two-seater aircraft, becoming the youngest female pilot to complete a solo round-the-world flight. Take a look at this. What a performance. Please welcome Zahra Rutherford. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Zahra, you have had a mission since you were a little girl. What was it?
I'd always dreamt of being a pilot, and with that, to fly around the world. And finally, last year, I was able to complete that. It took me 5 months, and I actually spent a month in Siberia. But I lacked that female representation that I needed. And so for me right now, it's looking to try and encourage and inspire young girls to follow their dreams.
What an incredible achievement, and you can pave the way for so many others. How will you specifically contribute to this program? What's your role?
I'm here with Alpine as a mentor. I'm trying to, again, just be that representation that I lacked as a child. I think it would have really helped me if I could see myself, if you will, in the career that I wanted. And so that's what I'm hoping to tell these girls, is to really go for your dreams and go do something crazy.
They always say you can't be what you can't see. Well, we can see you. So this is the start. This is so cool. Thank you so much for bringing your experience to the team and for being here tonight. Both Nicola and Zahra, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Claire, let's talk just a little more specifically about short-term actions to push female talents into the spotlight in motorsports.
Yes, we need definitely to detect and grow the talent for our future champions. And as I said, we need to extend the pool of talent. So obviously we needed to have a look at the female drivers now currently competing in their sports and try to find the best one to join us. And in fact, I met Sophia a few months ago. It was just the day she turned 22. And when I met her, I guess nobody will argue that Sophia is a woman, okay? No doubt about it. But when we started the discussion, it was like she had put her helmet and her gloves on, and she was just a driver. And she reminded me of a Formula One driver who will race this season. I won't tell his name, don't ask. But obviously she had exactly the same extraordinary mental strength. She had absolutely no doubt about our capacity, and she was really convinced that she could become the next world champion. So it was a no-brainer for us that we really needed to support her financially and sportively like we would have done for guys. So she was just a driver fighting to have a seat and fighting to race and to go on her career path. So I'm really, really happy to announce that Sophia Flörsch will join our program. She will race in Formula 3 for the season, and we are really, really proud that she will be part of our Formula 1 Academy.
Sophia couldn't make it tonight. She's in Bahrain for the pre-season tests, but take a look at this film. What a night! And you know what? It is not over yet. We have more announcements coming. And for this, I would like to bring back on stage Otmar Safnauer. Welcome back. Otmar, as you have such a key role in promoting new talents. I assume that Race Hero is important to you as team principal.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be a part of the diversity and inclusiveness that through the Racer program we're trying to promote. Because ultimately, for me, I don't care where the talent comes from, whether it's engineers or young ladies driving cars. They will, at one point, help the Formula One team get better. And the more of this they do, the better off I'm going to be. So I welcome the program, and I look forward to having more ladies join the team in all areas.
More of that Alpine spirit that we spoke of. It's just fizzing.
It's just starting. We have a really good group of very talented engineers at both Enstone and Viry that are female, and the more we get, the more they push the boys, because often they're smarter.
I'll say nothing, but yes. And if I'm not mistaken, you made an announcement recently about a newcomer in the F1 program. Is that right?
Well, it's Abby Pulling. We've watched her win in the W Series, and she will be a full-fledged member of the Alpine Academy, and she'll be racing in the F1 Academy. So we welcome her, and we wish her well, and we wish her more race wins.
Fantastic. Well, to welcome her, take a look at this. Abby Pulling. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit now to the bigger picture. You're going further by supporting female talents at an early stage as well, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, when I saw Esteban on the stage earlier on, I remember a story he told me the first time we met. I don't know if you remember Esteban. But do you know, Vic, at what age Esteban and Pierre started karting?
Like 6? Even
Maybe
younger?
a bit sooner.
A little bit younger?
Like
4?
Like 4. Yeah, like 4. And what Esteban told me is that his jaw, okay, his bone, is curved, where the helmet, as we say in French, bride, is. Okay, so it means that his skeleton was shaped in the shape of his sport, let's say. So that's why we really need to start at a very young age, because this sport, the Formula One, is really modeling your life and your body. And that's why we want to launch tonight, and we are really, really proud to do it. We are launching our karting program with young ladies. They are between 10 and 13. They are coming from all around the world, and they will join the Racer program.
And they are incredible. Have a little look at this.
Welcome.
They're with us tonight. Welcome.
Welcome. No. Welcome to Lisa, Sukmani, Chiara, Maria Chiara, Angelina, and Aiva. Aiva and Angelina, I guess. Right? So a big applause for them. So, girls, welcome to our Alpine family. As I said, we are really, really proud to have you with us tonight. And be sure that you will get exactly the same management structure as the boys. We are partnering with ADD on this one, so they are quite famous for what they've done also with male drivers. And of course, you will be take a big part in our research program, and you will have access to our Human High Performance Center. So again, welcome, and we are really proud of you.
Congratulations. You have such exciting futures ahead of you. You are brilliant, brilliant young women, and I cannot wait to see what you do next. Please give these ladies a warm round of applause. Thank you. Otmar, it's amazing, right?
Well, Vic, it won't be long. It won't be long before one of these ladies is going to join me on that stage, not on this stage.
That is what we love to see. Thank you so much, Otmar. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, girls. But, and I promise we're getting to the end of it, because I know that there's some music and some drinks and a good time to be had, but there is one more little thing. So, Laurent, will you join me on the stage once again, please? Just a little thing.
Just a little thing, yes. So I'm immensely proud to welcome another guest, yet another guest. We already had like a lot of amazing ambassadors, role models. Frankly, I was flabbergasted. It's just like phenomenal. But we have another guest, and what a guest. It's more than a guest, as a matter of fact. We have someone who's a sporting icon, who's bigger than his sport, bigger than life, almost. Someone who's going to drive positive change throughout the entire Alpine organization. It will be an ambassador. It will help us think about our corporate social responsibility in general, think about strengthening the equal opportunities, in particular, in motorsport, in the car industry. He's going to bring his incredibly successful expertise at the service of our talent, his desire to win, that is unquestionable. I'm extremely excited about this new guest.
Shall we take a look at who this might be?
Yes.
Quelle surprise. Please welcome Ballon d'Or, World Champion, Champions League winner, and newly appointed Alpine ambassador, Zinedine Zidane. Bienvenue, bonsoir, Zinedine.
Bonsoir. Je suis ravi d'être ici.
I'm very happy to be here today.
Super soirée.
And to spend a great evening with you. I've seen great things, and I'm ever so happy to be part of this team, to be part of the Alpine team, to be with you tonight.
English is very bad.
Français, c'est parfait. Oui.
Okay.
We're really happy to have you also with us tonight. On est très heureux de t'avoir avec nous.
Tonight, we are ever so happy to have you with us.
First of all, pourquoi Alpine? Why Alpine? How did you meet the Alpine racing team?
Alors pourquoi c'est toujours
Why?
c'est toujours une rencontre qui déclenche.
It's always a meeting that is starting something, and I know that I had the opportunity to meet Laurent with David and the whole team, the Alpine team, for a Grand Prix. And I think we had a good exchange. We shared everything together. And I think Alpine and Laurent had a project to give the opportunity to young people to have fair opportunities for all the young talents. And the project, I was very interested in this project, and I said, why not see us again? And we are talking about it tonight, and we are all together here tonight. There are quite a lot of reasons why Zinedine must be working with Alpine, because it's obvious, but I would be able to say his human values of Zinedine, which are unbelievable. I would be able to quote his passion for car on top of that, and I would be able to quote his obsession to win, his willing to win, to have permanent victories as an athlete, and also, but the major factor that is important is the desire, the conviction, the intimate conviction to share the opportunities for everybody. For an example which is very important, and that's not the only one, but also to give to everybody, whatever their backgrounds, whatever their gender, to give them whatever their pedigree, for them to have the same opportunities, the same fairness, and to give room to the real, genuine talent for them to work. Because for us, effectively, for Zinedine incarnates all of that. He incarnates as well the determination, the hard work for it, because it's incredible, because Zinedine is unbelievable. I'm a fan of him. But Zizou, as we say in French, Zizou had a lot of hard work, and that is very important, because that's what we want. We want for everybody in Alpine to be inspired. You can decide not to believe myself in that when we are really engaged, involved into it, but you cannot doubt about a champion. Zinedine, we know that you are much far from the highlights, from the spotlight. How do you see your role, in fact? Yes, but from time to time, it's also a little bit nice to be under the spotlight, and to start with that, and the fact to talk about it with Laurent. All of that, effectively, it's nice to put back some spotlight onto some interesting things, and Laurent explained it very well, because for me, I'm waiting to be able to be doing some hard work about it, to have some beautiful exchanging with all these young talents, and also to share my experience, to pass on my experience, because it's something which is very valuable. And what is interesting for me in that is that at a time when I was a child, I had the opportunity, I was given the opportunity, and that was speaking to me really. It meant a lot for me, because for today, in that sport, mechanical sport, Formula One, we can say, yes, maybe we are going to be able to give the opportunities to younger talent to be an engineer, to be a mechanic, and that is very interesting. And also to be able to have nice exchanges with the whole team. And I'm interested in that. And it's really something to put people to be working hard to see what we can do together, and to pass on my experience in that. I haven't got a clue if there's a translation.
For those of you who don't speak French, I'm sorry about that. Well, I mean, yeah, Zinedine is it's an incredible addition. Like, I don't even want to call it an addition to the team. It's like an improvement of the team. Zinedine, il va nous apporter. En tant qu'ambassadeur,
Zinedine as an ambassador is going to bring us a lot more than what we can imagine about it, because effectively he's going to mix his passion for cars, his true values, in order to help us to think about it, to ponder as a company, because we need to think about that. And he's actively involved for the green transition in the car for the cars. He's going to bring that to us, because effectively he has that sense sensitivity about it. And he saw the Alpine internet, the Alpine batteries, for example, a 110, the Alpine electric model, because it's the first ever
non payant de notre Alpine.
Paying guest, if I may say so, to do so. And it's very important for us because it means that he's sensitive to what is touching everybody in the sport industry, because it's very important to have someone who's moving the lines further. And after Zinedine as well is going to help us on different other topics to push our values higher in order to help us not rest on our laurels, but to say, yes, we've done a program, but Zidane is going to push us further because he's always been trying to work harder and harder during his career, and we're going to be engaged for all the equal opportunity projects, the Race Her, the mechanic competition as well, which is going to promote for the young talents, the best of the best, for the people who are currently at school, for them to try to have the opportunities to enter the F1 world, which is a very closed world, and for the people to have their talent. It is going to be open to them. With Zizou, with Zinedine, is going to help us. It's unbelievable because it's got multiple facets, multiple dimensions. It's so exciting. It's wonderful.
C'est très enthousiasmant, c'est vraiment...
It's very enthusiastic, it's very exciting, effectively, it's project that I was saying, because I want to have an exchange, and that's what I wanted to do with Pierre and Esteban, because
c'est toujours...
It's always something...
enthousiasmant
super exciting, very thrilling to share things together, because we are talking about F1 and food because it's the same thing, but we're talking about passion, all these things.
On aura plein de choses à se...
We were going to have a lot to say to each other, and I think, yes, I'm eager to get started to have that experience. Thank you very much.
Zinedine Zidane. What a pleasure, what an honour to have you here today. Thank you so much. And thank you, Laurent. Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. One more time, everyone. Zinedine Zidane. Pourquoi pas? And now it's time for our evening's conclusion. And to do that, we welcome back Luca De Meo. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So tell us about how we are closing out this evening. How's it been for you?
No, it's been great. You know, I'm a kind of average Italian man. So there are basically three things that are important in our life.
Go on.
Football,
Yeah.
soccer, motorsports, and of course the mama. Now, to imagine that I would be standing on a stage with, in a presentation of Formula One when I was a kid with Zinedine Zidane. I'm a Juve fan. It looks like a dream.
And your mom is in the...
And my mom is today's 85th birthday.
Oh. Yay!
So I'm
Happy
gonna say,
birthday, Mr. Tomeo.
I'm going to say buon compleanno, mamma. She will see that in YouTube. No, I mean, I was looking at the girls here at the program, observing this. I, of course, knew about the program, but, you see it in the PowerPoint charts, etc., etc. But it was actually, pretty emotional to see the commitment of Alpine, because, sports, competition, excellence is not only about, numbers or technology. It's also about value, right? And so I think we need to have a style as a company, okay? We need to have clear values. And Alpine is about giving a chance to everybody to climb to the top, like an Alpine mountain, right? So this it's a perfect example of that. So I hope that everybody will understand that in our company we will give the chance to anybody to climb to the top of the organization. Of course, I don't think I'm gonna stop, the evolution of the career of Nicola Adams, because it could be very, very, very dangerous. So I'm sure that one day she will take my job, hopefully. It's not such a nice thing like your job, but.
Well, it's so good to see you.
So thank you very much for coming, and it was a great event.
You're fostering innovation, creativity, diversity. It's so brilliant. So thank you so much, Luca.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Laurent.
Oh, thank you, Luca.
And most importantly, thank you all for being with us here tonight. Thank you.